It's ironic. You'd think things would be clearer by the time you're midlife. You've been doing life for decades, lots of experience and learning, and then you begin to wonder about things? Well, the fact is, many leaders start well, but somewhere between the ages of 40 and 60, the majority will flatline. Hi, I'm Dan, and I've been helping midlife leaders for the past 15 years understand what's going on in their life and how to successfully navigate through to a productive second half. And if you haven't had a chance to see the first video about this, I'd encourage you to go back and take a look, because in that video, I describe the angst and the pause that comes at midlife and why that's actually a good thing. Why do the majority of people flatline in the second half of life? It's because they hit a ceiling of complexity. In fact, you may have sensed it yourself. You've been bumping up against it and falling back into old patterns. And this complexity is often a feeling rather than a mental analysis. People will often feel in one of three ways. The first way, maybe you feel maxed out and you're busy. You're tired of pushing, and you're exhausted from wicked problems that just won't go away. Or maybe you're in the second category. You have a stirring of a new vision within you. A new chapter is opening up, and you know that you have to take your leadership up to do this well. Or thirdly, maybe a rogue wave has hit you and swamped your little sailing boat. Maybe your health broke, perhaps relationships broke, or maybe you even got laid off. Well, if you are in any of these three categories, we welcome you.
Okay, John, tell us what brought you to CREST. Life gets so busy sometimes and things pile up and you just need some time to reflect. What did CREST do for you?
Well, I think it gave me permission to just think differently, because I was pastoring churches and all that for a long time and always had kind of a sense of this is the proper way to do it. But when I came to CREST, I wanted an environment where I can be free to think differently. And that's what CREST did. They gave me permission to think differently, ask questions that, in other situations, other environments, we weren't supposed to ask. But we did. And we had times at night even when we were just sitting around asking questions about what if this were to happen, or what if we did it this way? What would happen? And some of those questions and the answers that we came up with really took root and began to grow like a new vision. And so I'm really thankful for that experience, because I think it opened a door for me that really changed the rest of my life. And just allowed me to blossom like a tulip in spring that just...
Today, John serves with us in CREST as a lead facilitator in the cohort groups that we run for midlife leaders. In fact, you could be a developer of leaders too. But first, you've got to get clarity yourself. John and many others went clear through to the Master of Christian Leadership degree with CREST, and today they're helping other midlife leaders. Now, I could tell you dozens of stories. In fact, my favorite time at CREST is when we go to graduation and we hear people stand up and give their synthesis of what they've learned and applied to their life. It's wonderful to see the transformation in their face and in their demeanor. So our passion at CREST is to help people make the necessary midlife shift that allows their second half to be their best half. And we are midlifers too. We get it because we're living it ourselves. We get you, and we get the midlife journey. So I'm here to tell you that midlife is a gift from God. This unsettledness, the questions, are an invitation from God to think again, but this time deeper. And He invites you to take time to reflect and draw meaning from your life. He wants you to go deeper into the transformation journey because He has good things in store for you, but it will require a deeper and stronger character to carry it out. But I know what you might be thinking. There's no way I can do this. I'm just way too busy. And I'm maxed out in most areas of my life, and I don't have the finances for anything like this. Lots of our students actually feel just like that. But they also realized another stubborn fact about midlife, and that is, if you want transformation in midlife, it will require a deep work, and one that does not happen on the fly. And secondly, trying harder won't work. You've been trying for years. You've heard the definition of insanity, haven't you? Doing the same thing, but expecting different results. The fact is, you actually are going to have to shift paradigms and practices. We are offering you the space and method to do this deep shift. Most people really benefit from a time out to think deeply, a map to guide you so you know where you are in your journey, a guided reflection process with others a few steps ahead of you, and coaches to encourage you and help you think better, and companions on the journey. In my next video, I'll show you how you can make the midlife shift. You do not have to flatline or flounder. We'll show you how.